Hi, I'm Deb Hopper, occupational therapist from Life Skills for Kids. And today we're talking about end of term, and we know the story, kids are tired, parents are tired, teachers are getting tired too, and often we see some little behavioural niggles come out with kids. They might, start to pick fights or be niggly to their siblings. They do get tired as well. We just kind of see some little behavioural things come out. We often just say, look, it's end of term, the kids are tired, can't wait for the holidays. But there are also some other contributing factors that might be leading towards that tiredness and behaviour, and that might be a little bit of anxiety about the holidays coming up. But also at the end of term, we often have lots of new and exciting and novel things that happen at school, such as school concerts or school plays, assemblies, special award ceremonies, and with that often comes the practice for the school play or the practice for the special musical event. And these they always pretty much happen within school time, within the normal classroom routine, which disrupts the routine. And for many children, that change of routine can be a real source of anxiety, combined with the tiredness, and it can just make kids feel unsettled and ungrounded. So also some kids, they're worried about what might be happening in the holidays. They know the end of the term is coming, and then they might think, oh, what's happening? I'm not really sure. And they can start to worry and ruminate about what's coming up. So what I really recommend, and I've used this with the kids I work with in my clinic as well as my own kids at home, and now my kids they come to me and they ask me at the beginning of the holidays, Mum, can we go and do this strategy? So what it is, it's just grabbing the calendar or printing off some printables from online, and just filling in the gaps of what's coming up, what's different, what's out of routine, so they can see visually what's coming up. So I would recommend starting a week or two before the school holidays, so the last 2 weeks of term, and then do the holiday block, and then a week or two into the next term, because then they can see what's coming up in that transition for all those different fun things that are happening at school in the last weeks of term. They can see what's planned for the holidays, and they can see what's going to happen and what they're doing and how they are moving back into their regular routine perhaps for the new term. So they might do tennis, for example, on a Tuesday during this term, and if they're doing it again next term, then put that on the calendar so they can see the time passes through the holidays, and then when I go back to school, we're going back to the tennis routine or the dancing routine, whatever your child does. So you can use words if your kids can read, you can use pictures, you can use Google Clip Art or Google Photos to help to, or photos of family or friends that you can print off and paste onto the calendar. What I find with using visuals is that, for younger kids, of course, but also even for older kids, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, and it can just cut through our thinking processes. It can just add a lot more meaning sometimes, especially if kids are overwhelmed and feeling a little bit anxious. So give it a go, because it really, really does work. It sounds so simple and so basic, but it can really, really work. So, end of term, print down your printable. We've got a free sample at the bottom of this blog, and put in the things that you know are coming up, and maybe sit down with your children and plan some play dates or some catch-ups or hangouts with family or friends, and see how it works for your child. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I hope that at the end of term and the school holidays goes really well for you.